All right, well, I figure I would just kind of tell you a little bit about my experience with the Honor 7X. I'm just going to kind of share a point of view from just an ordinary average guy and just my experience using this phone. I'm not going to get too heavily into the detailed specs of the phone. You can find some other videos about that. But I just, like I say, I wanted to talk. I've been using this for about almost 2 weeks now. And I figure I'd just kind of talk about some of the shortcomings of the phone and some of the things that I like about the phone. So, first of all, let's talk about the things I don't like. Just get right into that. The audio jack is located on the bottom of the phone. Let me take my cover off of this. I purchased this cover. I really like it. It's by Spigen. I don't know. Anyhow, really like this cover. The phone does come with a cover, but I prefer this one rather than the clear one that it comes with. So the audio jack. The audio jack is located on the bottom of the phone. My other phone, it was located on the top. And it's fine other than the fact that I like to plug this into my truck when I'm out doing whatever and listen to podcast. And when you plug it into the bottom and I set the phone down, it's kind of, tilting up and just kind of in the way. It's not a big deal, but it is kind of just a small little nuisance. The speaker's all right. It's a little bit echoey, but it's not a big deal. When I do listen to this, in the house, I usually have it attached to a Bluetooth Anchor speaker that I have. Wirelessly, it only supports wireless B, G, and N. It does not support the wireless AC protocol. So if that matters to you, keep that in mind. It hasn't been an issue, but it's just something, I would like to see, in today's phones. The charging jack is the little mini USB. It's not USB-C. That kind of sucks. It's also not a fast charging phone. It doesn't do fast charging, I guess. I plug it into a charger. It's like a 2.5 milliamp charger, and if I'm like 50% down, it seems to get charged within the hour, I think. So it's not a big deal to me, but if you're really looking for super fast charge, it doesn't support that from my understanding. The camera, I take a lot of pictures for work. I groom dogs, and sometimes the dogs will be moving around, looking, not looking right at the camera. And one thing I do like on a cell phone camera is to have a fast shutter. And this one's all right. It's not super fast. Sometimes it seems like it's doing fine, and then other times it just seems really slow. So you've got these different modes in the camera. There's photo, pro mode. There's all kinds of... The phone app itself is kind of cool if you're just doing selfies or, taking your own pictures. The pictures are fine. You really need good lighting for them to work well. If you don't have good lighting, this phone's not going to take the greatest pictures, but it does fine. It's a $200 phone. It does it just fine. But we've got photo and pro mode. So if we leave it on that mode, just slide it over and just take a couple. It's not bad. I like it to be able to, it's pretty good. Sometimes it'll kind of lag behind, it seems like. If you go to Pro mode, so seems to be doing okay right now. Camera zoom, this is an app I use that I like. Sometimes if the other one doesn't seem to be responding fast enough, then I'll use this one. And I like this app. If you're aware of any other camera apps that you like that seem to help speed up that shutter, that would be great. I've tried Open Camera, but that one I just can't seem to get to work fast enough for me. So anyhow, the camera, like I say, it's hit or miss as far as the shutter speed. I don't know if I have a lot of background processes running at times, if that slows it down or what. I just know that sometimes it snaps okay and sometimes it doesn't. As far as the things that I like about this phone, I like the feel of it and the look of it. You know, it's an aluminum body, feels nice. You've got a couple cameras back here. I really like the fingerprint sensor here. It works great. It's super fast when I want to open the phone, turn the phone on. It works great, and I'm really liking that. This is my first phone with a fingerprint sensor deal, so that's cool. The screen is large. It's almost a 6-inch phone. It's about 5.93 or something like that. If we go into the settings here, let's see. I was in them earlier. If we go to the settings here, we can kind of see a little bit about the phone. Let's get in here and go down to About Phone. And we can kind of see the CPU, the RAM. The US version only has 3 gigs of RAM. I guess there's a European version or some other version that has 4 gigs. The screen resolution 1080 by 2160. So the version of the interface is the EMUI. So it's a good size. I like the size of it. The battery life, I want to talk about the battery life. That's important. So I keep the phone on about not quite halfway on the brightness level. And I work from home. I work for myself. And so I work by myself. And so I am a podcast junkie. I use a podcasting app called Pocket Cast, and I'm subscribed to about 57 podcast. And so I listen almost somewhere around 6 to 7 hours of podcast a day, just, straight. I turn it off when I have clients come in, but other than that, I'm pretty much constantly listening to podcasts. So I woke up at 8 a.m. this morning. It's 10:11 right now, and we are down to 49%. I've probably been listening. I got done working at 3 o'clock today, and my battery was at 50%. And that was about, like I say, probably 6 hours or more of straight podcast streaming. And then after work, I went and ran a couple errands, did a couple things, and would play podcast in between stuff while I'm working around the house or doing whatever. I ran to the store, so I was listening to some podcasts in the truck. Battery life is really, really good. This is great. I mean, it's 10 p.m. I've got, a good 12, 14 hours, on this since I woke up this morning. It was fully charged at 8 a.m. and 50% left. That's pretty good. So I'm actually really happy about the battery life. So that's really cool if that's important to you. So that's really, as far as the interface, I use a launcher. I use the Nova launcher, but the default launcher it comes with, actually, it's not too bad. It's really a pretty clean interface. I use the Nova because I like to use a lot of gestures, and that's just what I like to do, and I'm really happy with that. I've just been using it for some time, so if I want to tap on stuff, make stuff happen, I like it. So, but I did mess around with the interface, the default user interface that comes with the EMUI, and it's actually a fairly clean, pretty simple interface. So I'm happy with that. The thing that I'm excited for is I am one who likes to root their phone and put a custom ROM on it. The phone I had before this was the OnePlus One, and I have had that phone probably for 3 to 4 years. I'm actually recording this video using that phone, and the only reason I was going to send this back, but I ended up breaking my OnePlus One. I got a SIM card tray caught in the SIM card holder there, and tried to force it out. I was getting mad, and I bent a pin or something in there. So now when I put a SIM card in my OnePlus One, it's not detected. The OnePlus One was pretty close in comparison as far as the quality of this phone, and I was going to send this phone back just because the OnePlus One was as good as this, and I figured, well, why not just spend more money on a better phone? But since I broke it for $200, I'm going to keep this phone, and we'll see what kind of, what the ROM community out there can produce for it. So, but even if they don't, honestly, I'm still pretty happy with it. There's really not a ton of bloatware on this phone. Let's see here. Just looking at the default, I've got a lot of my own apps on here, but a lot of the default apps that it comes with, there's really not a lot. So I've been pretty happy about that. Yeah, so anyhow, I think that I'll show you one other little thing I like about this phone too. If it's locked, the screen's locked, and you go like that and you swipe up from the bottom, it brings up this little menu here where you've got your calculator, your flashlight, a recorder. There's a timer. You've got a recorder here, and what's this? Oh, that's your little barcode scanner when you're out and about. So that was kind of cool. I was pulling that up. I just figured that out today. I was messing around. I kept pulling that up on accident going, what is that? How am I doing that? And realized you swipe up from the bottom and it brings that up. So if you swipe down, you can have access to that stuff. So anyhow, that's my thoughts, my review of this phone. Hopefully, if you have any questions or any comments, if you have this phone, let me know down below. And I just appreciate you watching and subscribing to my videos. And, my subscriber base is getting up to I think I checked and I had 63 subscribers. So that's pretty awesome. Anyhow, I just appreciate it. I have fun doing these videos of some of the crap that I buy, and I hope that you enjoy them. So I hope you all have a good night, and we'll smell y'all later.